this whole house, all of you are 100 of you.
Yes, estimated counting.
Estimated stop.
And
Right?
then
There's no
we
scientific counting.
There's
There's
in this
nothing
country
to prove that individually were counted.
Baba,
But it's
in
Nigeria.
this country,
Because the above it all is the sharing. The more people
Baba,
you claim to have, the more money they will give to you.
In this country, there cannot be two AY in London that lives in London. There's only one. Only one AY, only one Mayegun is in this UK.
That's right. It's impossible.
Niger, 50 Mayegun there in Niger.
If not 1,500 of Mayegun.
So look, we are. I always tell
people. It is so even ridiculous, AY, right? That if you take a look at their voters register, that's where you see all the shame. That's why you will never see the register of the NPC, right? But take a look at their voters registers and all the bogus names and the the sex, the age, and all of that they cooked up there alone. That will tell you everything else you need to know.
African Wahala.
Yeah.
Me and Africa, we need to talk, right? Look, I just read what he has put up. We need to start shaming these people. We need to start letting the whole world know National Population Commission is fraud. They are thieves. Look, they say they are doing solar street lights in Ekiti. They want to do 100 solar street lights for 250 million. Let us publicize this thing. Let the whole world see that
that's what I do. I put them out, maybe because I make all these things look so easy now. You see, if you look at some of these videos, right, that we actually come here to talk about, like you said, that we talk about. What we talk about here is to also show people. If you see some of these videos on this platform that have shown document to all this evidence out there, people are coming around, but it seems like it is
Baba,
slow.
This thing that the army did in Delta and Bayelsa is simple. One word: genocide. The army should go. They should go to jail. The general should go to jail. Look, they were saying, one of the generals was saying he knows who did the killing, but then you went to kill innocent people, and you still
continue to kill the innocent people, by the way. But you say you know who did it.
You are still telling us that you are looking. You are still that you are paying for. You are killing the people because of they kill their soldier. But you said you know the person. You see, because there's no international media blowing this thing out. That's why channels cannot talk. AIT, all of them cannot talk. We need to let the world know that there's genocide going on in Nigeria.
Yes.
This is enough. Is enough. We need the whole world need to know. We need to blow it. There are many forms of how we can blow this in on social media. And I talked to you again about cyber attack.
We have that now. I told you.
The cyber attack I talked about was what happened with Airtel in Nigeria. That they said they want to attack, they want to blow up a pipeline. Baba, na cyber attack. The cyber attack happened to UK just last week as well. Many organizations got attacked in the UK. Look, this thing is big. If we want to shut down this country, we know what to do. Let's do this thing quick. Let the whole world know that the people behind these things are criminals. They are criminals, and they are getting away. They are getting away. They are getting away with murder. Innocent people are dying.
You are right. So if people claim to be hackers, for example, they claim to be hackers, and they could hack into anything and all of that. But yet, you are watching the criminals, career criminals, destroy the lives, the sweat, the labor of innocent people. And you're hacking and all of that couldn't even try and teach them something.
Baba, because after when we meet in Scotland, when we all meet in Scotland, that's when we need to start having some conversations. But in the meantime, let us start this conversation and let's move this to the next level. You are the only media organization that is saying the truth the way it is. Look, when there was war in Iraq and Afghanistan, when there was war in Libya, there were other media streams that were telling the world the alternative version to CNN and BBC. And that's why, till today, there's still inquiry going on in England about what happened in Afghanistan. There's still inquiry going on. They're still investigating what happened in that country.
Yeah, we need to meet in August. So there is a Yoruba Union conference or convention or summit, whatever we'll give to it. Okay. So we expect that we should come up with something by the end of this month, which is pretty much like just a week away. So we should come up with something, a prototype of what we intend to do, and we have to put the cost out there too. So yeah, we will work something out. It is time for people to actually really meet physically and discuss these things physically. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And before then, it is time the whole world begin to realize that there is genocide going on in Nigeria. Nigeria is the most populous country, most populous African country in the world. There is genocide going on in Nigeria. We need the world to know. Everybody is keeping quiet about this. We should not keep quiet. People are dying in Nigeria under the auspices and the eye of the Nigerian government, specifically directed by Nigerian President Tinubu and his boys. Look at this idiot that is this one that is gathering. Our rights are local to fish mine and steel.
Mine marshals.
How can you give civilians weapons? Can we ask them, where did they get the weapon they gave these people? Who authorized the weapon? Where did they buy it from? I used to be in the army. You don't just carry weapon anyhow. Who trained them? And they are carrying weapon. You a civilian wearing agbada, wearing native. They are saluting you. Are you an officer?
They do salute for you. Oga,
what's going on? People should start talking that this is wrong. We can't continue to keep quiet. Let the real people start. Let's stop all these things. We're playing around danger. Because whether we like it or not, when the big boom happens, we will not be talking when we're talking like this anymore. We'll be counting dead people.
That is what one true emperor. Is that true emperor that said it yesterday that he believes that there should be a big bang theory, or somebody said it anyway. So, Baba, thank you so much, AY.
No problem. Let me let other people talk.
That is right, sir. Okay, thank you very much.
We need to talk after this, please.
Yeah, I'm going to try and keep in touch. Now that I'm glad you called back again to rejig my memory, because I would have been searching for you like, oh, I remember one person who called me about this. I really, really, really need to have you, Baba. So you have a good one, okay? So that's AY there, ladies and gentlemen. The line is open. The number is on your screen. If you want to be part of it, all you have to do is, you see, the number is, you can use the WhatsApp, you can use hang on, no, I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Mayego.
Yes, sir. You might need to move away from the broadcast. I can hear you loud and clear, okay? So the broadcast is service delayed, so you need to mute it so that we can talk.
Let me say this to you, Mr. Mayego. I'm good. You've not heard from me before. You don't know me. And I cannot actually disclose my name to you.
That's fine by me.
For some reasons. I have always been trying to follow your program for the past 3 months now.
Oh.
And I have tried mostly in the night, as from 23 o'clock Switzerland time, to get in touch with you. But your line is always busy.
I know, especially at night.
I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
But you're talking to someone that, how will I say this to you? I would love to invite you. You have to sit down with some people. Let me just put it like that. I am not someone that wants to call you to talk about the country. Because there is nothing to talk about. Many of your callers, they talk, they discuss, they talk about the problem. I used to say it's a typical Nigerian. Actually, you're talking to the people that moved the motion during the Babangida Moscow regime from the University of Benin, Ubawa.
Right.
And during that period of time, the caucus are still around, but we are spread all over the world. We are no longer young, but we have made it for ourselves. Let me make it like that. And the Nigerian process is a process that we think that sometimes, you know, there is a parable that you said, the food where you cook, you must eat it and enjoy it. We have watched the situation. We have monitored this for almost 5 years now. And we see the reoccurrence that is going on the ground in the Nigerian mafia. You call it Nigeria. I love that word, Nigeria. You call it Nigeria mafia zone. But you know, the Nigeria mafia zone is just a typical black man trying as much as possible to panic the unharmed humans in Nigeria. Whether you have the military or you have the civilian, it is a complete bunch of nonsense. Specifically, I am from Delta State.
Bless you.
It was called Bender State when we were leaving the country. I left Nigeria during the 88, 89.
Wow.
Immediately after that period of time, we dispersed ourselves. We did not go through flight for some reasons, for your information.
I mean,
you are talking to guys.
I could recall what it was like back then anyway. So yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? But yeah, it's nostalgic. But you know, there is something we have to do. Before we say goodbye from this world that we are living,
yes,
Nigeria must, that there is no Nigeria right from time. That is why I like your program. I like the way you describe Nigeria. Do you understand me, Mr. Maigo?
Loud and clear.
I love the way you describe Nigeria, but I just want you to know that you are the one talking, but there are things going on the ground. But we love it so. We love it so. There is some things that is going to happen. Some people are saying, when is the trumpet going to blow? It has already been blown. Your callers, they are calling and they're saying, what are we going to do? What are we going to do something? There's going to be an invasion. Absolutely, it's going to be there. But the something is this. There is no way we are going to avoid the casualties. There is no way that can be avoided. No. And the problem now is this. We want to invite you for some reasons. You are not going to meet the people or know their names until you come on ground. I'm not even going to tell you where the meeting is going to be on. Right. But there is a 3 platform. There is Hungary, Budapest. There is Finland and Helsinki. There is Basel, Switzerland. And there is a major place in Germany I'm not going to disclose to you. Right. Because what is going on in Nigeria, we all know it is a fraud. You and I know this. It is a fraud. Absolutely. Nigerians have been brought up to that extent that they cannot be able to defend themselves. Don't use, I'm a psychiatrist. Don't use the word like they are not tired enough. They cannot be, there is no stimulant from the Niger Delta. In those days, we remember when Brigadier General Maya Hosseini wanted to land Okoma. We call it Bender State University and Bruce Ali University, Okoma then. Right. The student from Pensu had a grenade in his hand. If he land his chopper, we bomb the chopper. Wow. I mean, it was on ground. This General Brigadier Hosseini was the former military governor before you have Johnny Nyenga. Do you understand what I mean? Benin City is known, listen to me, Benin City is known to pioneer Nigeria forward, not Lagos, Benin City, the former capital of Bender State. To be precise, from the University of Benin. There was the period of time that they have to import military men from Gongola. We saw them. From Gongola State down to Benin City. It was not the Anini saga. I'm not talking about the Anini saga. I'm talking about Babangida must go.
I mean, it was
Babangida must go.
It was an era that I believe further radicalized so many students at the time to know that, listen, this to survive Nigeria is not going to be about how well educated you are or how well you did in your academic, but how much you are able to fight the oppression waiting for you out there. Like students were like, they were soldiers too. So I kind of remember that era. You know, if you are not strong enough,
And
go on, sir.
that era is not gone. That era is
It
on
was
the
the
ground.
era where you know that you are dealing with people that could just shoot and kill you right away, but yet you still went ahead
That is it.
and still faced them and
That
say,
is it.
now do it. Like they
That
were
is
like
it.
giving
This,
a military ultimatum. They will give soldiers.
that is good.
If you cross that line, there will be what? I remember those days. So you think those days can be back again?
The days
And
are
you,
not gone, Mr. Maravin.
and you, the whole soldiers, you are not actually like a hanging boot for real. No.
The old days are not gone,
It's
Mr.
not
Madigo.
gone. Wow.
The old days are old men. Not really old men in their 50s, in their 60s at the moment.
I mean, like soldiers,
but
you know, they say once you are a soldier, you always be. And especially if you are the soldier of, you know, when they say soldier of liberations to start with, right? You will never feel comfortable around there.
It will never, it must happen. It must happen. It must happen. And there will not be election in Nigeria 2027. That I can tell you. There is no election in Nigeria.
Like they can't. Somebody
they wanted to make the strike. They wanted to make the strike. They wanted to make the strike. The strike wanted to happen on the May 29th. Right. But for some reasons, there was somebody that was trying as much as possible. There's somebody that's going to be injured and, if possible, killed, according to our investigation. And that will have been Peter Obi. And that was the reason why there was a moment of you never knew what happened in the Nigerian election. You don't have the clear pictures.
I know.
You never knew what happened there. There are some things that was about. There are some things. There are some things that was on ground. But let's just make this call a little bit short to give other people to talk. Let them talk.
You don't really have to really go too deeper.
Let them talk.
Something on here.
Let them talk.
I could easily make you even like, you know, release some certain things that you probably would not want to, because our conversation can become so hearty that it would just feel like it's just you and I talking, not live.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. I understand you. I understand you. But what we want from you
as well. So
what we want from you is for you to come around. You will be sponsored, but you have to be invited. You will become around. We're looking forward. I already spread your, not even me, many of them have you. They already have yours. We appreciate your stuff. We love David Hyundai. He did a good job. We love you. You are doing a good job. You are speaking enthusiastic people. But let me say one thing to the diasporas. Please. Being in diaspora, you are not only there just to say you want to go to school like I did, or study there like I did, or maybe you want to make money. You know, it's not only about that. There is no amount of time you can say you leave Africa. You can take somebody from Africa, but you can never take Africa from that person.
No, really.
It is not possible. No. It is not possible. So when we guys are out, when we guys are out of that country, sometimes we talk, it's good. It's beautiful to express your feelings. That's why I love your program. They express their feelings. But mind you, you have a duty, just like me. You have a duty to that country. It is not Nigeria I'm speaking about, to where you come from. That's right. Whether you are from Ogun State, whether you are from Imo State, whether you are from Gongola, whether you are from Kano State, Sokoto State, Benue State, wherever you are all over the world, from Lagos, you have a duty to that state and the community where you came from, because they were the one that gave you that life. You breathed the air.
The first breath.
I went to free education under Bruce Ali. I went there. I profited from Nigeria, my education. I am no longer a citizen there, but I profited from there. And that is the reason why I am investing a lot in this deal, in this deal. And we want to make it work. It is not talking. It's going to work. There's going to be an explosion, and it's not going to be guaranteed by the casualties, but there's going to be a liberation. Just like you said, every individual will come to the table at the end. How long it's going to take, we don't know. But there is going to be a process where every individual will come to. These guys, they are going to run, but they cannot run anywhere because we already know where they are running to. We already know where they are running to. Tinubu wanted to be attacked in France before the election. For your information, we wanted to. There was a guy that was ready to shoot him.
Wow.
For your information, there was a guy that was ready to shoot him. During the NSAS, we targeted them in Europe. We only dealt with your Senate speaker in Germany. We allowed him to go during the New Year festival. We dealt with him and we allowed him to go during the New Year festival. That was his luck. They wanted to lynch him up. Listen, Europe is not the undercover for you. Europe is not the undercover for you. That's what I'm telling you, it's not.
Thank you so
and
much.
It will never be undercover for any of the Nigerian politicians.
And
Ego, I'm going to save your number.
We have to do our best to make sure that they cannot ruin Nigeria and then look for peace in Europe.
There is no Nigeria. There is no Nigeria. There is no Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't exist.
No.
It's a community of people coming together. It doesn't exist. It has expired a long time ago. It has expired during the military regime. It has expired. We should stop talking about it. It is gone. There is no Nigeria. I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you so much.
Because the mind is made up. It has been said. Like I said, I'm going to call you with a Switzerland number.
We will talk.
Please, maybe after your call, I will call you and the name will be kept private.
No,
thank you very much.
I mean, enough said in that regard. You know what I mean? So we'll keep the rest in camera. God bless you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good one
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayego.
You have a good one.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
So that's that's a good one. And sometimes I feel like we are in the world where we cannot in any way pretend that for good to defeat evil, that you won't have to learn the way how evil survives. Now, once you do, now evil can cancel evil, can't it? For good to thrive. So everybody will have to use whatever they have when the time is due, and it is. Hello there.
Hello, Michael.
Oh, hello, ma'am. Is that Charm?
Yes, it's Charm.
How are you this morning? Because I mean, 2 days ago I knew how it was, and your voice seems still like croaky or so.
Yes, it's still but I'm on the mend though. I feel a lot better than 2 days ago. I'm fine. I'm fine. Please, Michael, regarding the last caller, I beg you.
I've been reading the comments. People are like, Michael, don't go, please, so don't. So and all. I know people worry. Sorry.
If you're going to go, we'll come and join you. Or they can do.
We'll just go like a delegation.
We'll go like a delegate, or we will. They should do Zoom. There's no problem. They can hide all their faces and stuff like that, right? Unless, of course, because a lot of people are very, like all of these interfaces that we use can be recorded, including Zoom and all of those things. So I can understand why they want you on ground because, I mean, obviously they don't, like I said, all of these interfaces can be recorded,
They can be
and things like that. And
as well,
and outside of even being compromised, those fine T's and C's that we never read, but we just sign, right?
It's actually
you could give
honorable for them for some group of people to sort of consider me as somebody who is this or that, right? It's quite honorable.
No, let me tell
I'm not going anywhere.
I have to say something to you, right? Because the work that you do is very essential, and you're doing really, really well. Like the previous caller before, the one who just called, a lot of people don't really go to detail regarding the things that have happened. But on your platform is where we get even developing stories, because you have developing, like the Okoma crisis and everything. That was a developing story. Now the more information, things are coming out. So it even starts to give your audience a even if it's not a clear picture, but an idea of the things that are going on, of who the players are. You have initially the players were only Okoma community and Okolobia community and the soldiers. But now we have Tompolo and his men.
Yes.
And the generals and things like that. And then we have the element of oil bunkering. So we now know that it's not that whole piece.
It's not a straightforward story of they walk into a place, peace meeting, and they ambush them. No, it wasn't all that anymore.
No. It's a bit more. It's a bit more layered now. Yes. So now now we know some players. We know there are some players
now, and we are talking about questions that we didn't have a few days ago.
Exactly.
When they bombarded us with that news, 16 soldiers killed. You're right.
And they kept on running with that news, 16 soldiers, trying to get people, to look away, right? But unfortunately for them, and I think because of the advent of social media, the ones who were in the bush were putting their stories out there. And the more people started asking questions, we now heard about Tompolo, so we now know that there's more to the story than what has been shared out there. And it's a good thing. Like you're like a dog with a bone. You're not letting go. You want to get more because it's good for, like you said, for history. Yes. For the records, we need to know exactly what happened in Tompolo. Sorry, in Okoma community.
Right.
Now, there are a couple of things that occurred to me even like past couple of days that I listened to the program was that. Sometimes, a lot of us call in and we say, oh, we know Nigeria is going to break. We know that the inevitable is going to happen. The inevitable is going to happen eventually, right? But sometimes you have to have pause. And when you hear this whole Tompolo element inside there, Buhari was paying him 4.2 billion every month, you said, right?
Yes.
To protect the pipelines and everything.
The pipeline, the waterways.
The pipeline, the waterways and things like that, so that we can have oil and whatever.
So see, Cham, sorry to cut you there, okay, before you continue, right?
Yeah.
For our listeners, this is not just somebody that they say, oh yeah, take money. No. This guy has patrol ship versus that he uses to actually work like Navy. Do you understand? It's got patrol boats, speed boats that could chase and go after. It's got tools that they bought in the name of the government of Nigeria, but for Tompolo. I'm talking about high-grade security equipment that you could only find in the military or in the Navy. It was allowed to bring them in, and is currently running them in that Niger Delta as we speak. Or continue.
Okay, so anyone who hears that will see what the problem can be in the event that a country like Nigeria explodes. It will be easy for the likes of Tompolo to annex that whole region and kill mercilessly whoever he will kill.
Yeah.
Because going forward, whoever will need to negotiate regarding the resources in the Niger Delta, they'll have to go through him.
Yes, now.
So that is a problem for any explosion that will happen in the country, because even the people in the community are too weak to fight for I won't even call them weak, but who knows, who wants to sign themselves for death, because that's it. You're signing yourself up to die.
The state governor is not allowed to come to the area. So who are you?
Can you imagine the state governor, who should be the chief commanding officer of his own state, is not even allowed to come there? Then who are you to come and fight them? And then you don't even have the weaponry to actually challenge these people. So I just want our audience to see the problem that we're going to have in the Niger Delta. This is not just, for the emancipation of Biafra land and things like that, because that is one element, but we're going to have major problems. And these are the things that I want us to start to talk about and how to address it. Do you understand?
And talking about it is just to get us thinking about it too. Because if a lot of us are thinking about it, and we begin to understand the consequences of some of this or the end goal of some of this, and we know they are not palliative, they are like, oh my God, is that what will happen? Yes, that's what will happen. Then we should do everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, that's why we need to talk about it.
That's why we need to talk about it. And the problems that we have with regards to Nigeria breaking up and not ending up like Venezuela or even was Haiti.
Or South Sudan.
Or South Sudan even, right? Because it's not going to be that, amicable split. People want to control the resources. people who have always, it's like you're telling Topolo to stop collecting 4.2 billion every month. Are you joking? He's already used to that lifestyle.
And once he sees a crack, by the way, once he sees a crack, Tompolo may even declare Niger Delta Republic and wage war against Nigeria. And nobody is looking into that yet. But
and nobody, exactly, I know. Nobody, and he has been armed enough.
Yes.
Now, and this, I can tie this into what Remi Tinubu was saying yesterday regarding the people like you and me who live in the diaspora. While she is, turning up her nose against the people who have left the country and moved to the Western countries or any country where they can thrive and live, right? What she fails to understand is that is an indictment on APC government. That you have continuously provided poor governance, right? Mm-hmm. To the point that you are not able to provide a means of livelihood for your own people, such that they have taken that alternative to go and do even menial jobs and progress in those menial jobs and provide a life for themselves, for their children, for their generations to come, because you failed. Your government failed and continues to fail and will continue to fail because you don't have the intellectual capacity. Neither do you have not only the intellectual capacity, the political will, you don't have the competency, and according to you don't have the 3 C's, competency, capability,
and
to do anything. So yes, your people will continue to live. And shame on you, Remi Tinubu, shame on you and shame on your government, shame on anyone affiliated to you, shame on you and all your allies, right? Because you made that happen,
right? She thinks it's a thing, right? We're saying something on that last night. I bet you are watching too, right? So it was when we said Nigerians are so outrageous people, by the way, okay? And that is when they think it is a slur, sort of a slur to say somebody is cleaning gutters, cleaning dishes, or doing a care, washing bomb. Those are jobs. So when they want to slight those who live abroad, you hear things like, is it not the McDonald's that all of you are working, or you are going there to go and do night guard security, or go and wash bomb?